This is a tweet that went viral, and this is from Samira Khan, an India-based director of people success at a company called Infido. It's an employee experience platform. And so she wrote about this on Twitter, and it went viral. And this is her tweet. I was interviewing a Gen Z intern today, and he says he is looking for work-life balance with not more than 5 hours of work. Doesn't like the MNC culture, so wants to work at a startup. Also, wants $40,000 to $50,000 stipend. God bless the future of work. How about that? So this guy wants a 5-hour workday and a $600 stipend, which again plays out to the $40,000 to $50,000. Can you imagine? $600 stipend a week, I believe, is what that boils down to. And he wants to work 5 hours a day. Now, let me just say this before I go any further. This kid is either delusional or out of his mind brave, like courageous to the point of, it's like going all in if you're playing poker and you don't even know what your hand is. That's borderline delusional, but it also could be very brave. So let's keep going. The post, which is now approaching 1 million views, sparked comments. And this is what I want to dive into, okay? Samira goes back on and comments, I hire Gen Z every quarter. No, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. This is what she commented on the post, and then I'm going to get into the other people's comments, a couple of them. She said, here's my take, commenting on her own tweet. Prioritizing work-life balance early on is great, but while looking for the first few internships, one should look for learning, growth, good projects, and peers. Balance gets struck eventually. To which point I say, balance is a myth. I hope some people get what I'm saying. This idea of, I want good work-life balance. Let me just tell you right now, there's no such thing. Okay? I am a husband of 25 years. I've got 3 teenagers, 17, 15, and 14. I have a national broadcast. I don't have work-life balance. I spend a minimum of 8 hours a day at the office. I get about 8 hours of sleep. I hardly see my family in the morning because I'm up early. They're all doing their thing, especially summertime. The kids are like vampires. They're up all hours of the night, and they sleep in late. I get it. There's no balance there. It's off balance. I spend more time at work than I do anything else. Balance is overrated. Balance is almost impossible for a serious man or woman. So let's just get that out of the way. Okay? I need to be out of balance. If I'm winning in life, I'm not balanced. I don't balance my amount of Netflix watching with my work. I better be exercising more than I'm eating. Balance. I'm so sick of all these weak people talking about how much balance they need. That's why you're weak. It's like saying, I want to be well-rounded. What? You want to be a ball? You want to be shaped like a ball? You want to be a ball? Or you want to be a sharp instrument? All right, back to this. Here are some of the comments on this. Kid is an intern. He's applying for an internship and says, I only want to intern for 5 hours a day. And I need a $600 a week stipend for me to learn how to freaking be effective. So this is a couple comments I want to pull out to this viral post. One person says, I hire Gen Z every quarter, and they can't take pressure at all. But they expect a huge amount of money. They're creative, but they're taking jobs for granted. That's one post. And then Another person disagreed, saying, thank God at least Gen Z is setting up expectations and not agreeing to be a corporate slave with no life and all work. Good for them. All right, now I pull out these two comments because they're at extremes. The one guy shouldn't say that all Gen Z are creative and they can't take pressure, though. It's not true. There are some Gen Z who absolutely eat pressure for breakfast. So we've got to stop with the generalizations. Listen, people said this about millennials. People said it's about my generation. It just is what it is. Have you ever seen Back to the Future where they kind of take us back to the 50s? There was a word called slacker. All right? So every generation kind of gives the generation behind them a hard time because there are snowflakes in every generation. All right? But this one comment, not agreeing to be a corporate slave, first of all, we ought not throw that word around lightly. There's a huge difference between what we know in modern day and ancient slavery and you actually showing up and doing your job. We ought not throw that word around. In a day and age where everybody gets offended by everything, you should actually be offended when someone compares working a normal work week or work month or work year and compare it to slavery. That's actually ludicrous and offensive. 5-hour day, an 8-hour day being compared to the evils of human trafficking and slavery? Please, stop it already. Now, let me tell you something. This all comes down to one thing. Young people, I don't care what generation, Gen Z, millennials, my generation, it doesn't matter. You look through the history of work. When someone is demanding something like this, it is a function of how they were raised, the experience and environment that has colored their mind to be able to be delusional enough to say, yeah, I only want to work 5 hours. Okay, great. Then go get yourself a part-time job because that's a part-time job. And I don't begrudge anybody. If you want to work part-time, fantastic. But don't ask for full-time pay and part-time hours. And folks, I'm telling you, we have more and more of this generation, the Gen Zers that are really into this anti-work movement where it's the least amount of work possible, but pay me really well. Oh, and I want flexibility as well. You earn flexibility. You earn freedom at work by being excellent and working hard and then determining, I want to live my life this way. But tell you where this is going. This is setting our nation up to be more and more susceptible to socialism and its work policies. That's where it starts, by the way. And then it gets into politics and erodes all freedom. Work is good. Work is honorable. We need more young people willing to do it.